So I'm back. I am back. So pretty much, we know that imbalance, I'm not gonna say we know that, but pretty much what I'm trying to say, what I have been saying in all my previous videos, leading up to this is, that imbalance in frequencies and energies, causes people to be mentally deranged. And this discovery, is not much of a discovery. The Most High pretty much told us this, in His Word, and that is why His Word is a light unto our feet. Hear the beautiful birds, wow, and a lamp unto our path. The fear of the Lord is truly the beginning of wisdom. And pretty much I would surmise that King Solomon already knew all of this. Yeah, he knew all of this. And I remember, it's like me remembering that story of the two women. Okay, both had a child, and one lost their child to death, physical death, and wanted to take on to herself the other woman's child. And so she she bore false witness, let me just say that, and proclaimed that the other woman's child was hers. And the way in which King Solomon thought of you know concluding whose child it truly was when he said, okay, he's going to kill the child. And the woman whose child it was not, said, okay, kill the child, okay. And well, I'm not gonna say she actually said okay. I'm just paraphrasing all of that, okay. But she was down with the get down. And the woman whose child it was not was that, because he was, okay, since both of y'all be saying, okay, it's my child, and I'm gonna just squash this shit and just kill the kid. About that. And the woman whose child it was not was okay with that, that declaration, that decision. Unbeknownst to her, it was, a fake decision. It was to try both of them, and, the woman whose child it truly was like, no, okay, give the child, basically, I'm paraphrasing people, basically, okay, let her have the child. And right there, King Solomon, used wisdom and, realized, whose child it really was. And even if it wasn't, that woman's child, the mere fact that she had such compassion for the child that she was willing, to let the other woman have the child rather than the child to die, showed that, she was more of a mother figure and more deserving of having that child, of keeping that child. And there, the wisest man throughout all the earth, came to a sound judgment. And this, as I'm, saying this to you all, and this is, things, we see examples of, this, same story, played out in, reality in, society many times in varying ways, shapes, and forms. Like, for example, like I explained that, transpired the other night, in which I was saying, okay, the child is congested, he's sick, and you big grown people, you're so stuck on me, and you're not seeing the child is sick, basically dying, because sickness leads to death if untreated. Yeah. And the so-called oldest sister, she was like, or eldest sister, she was like, oh, they're not turning off the AC. No, because it's a tit for tat. It's just, just one-upping me, just always being combative. It's just always, a battle, even when it comes to a precious little one. And listen, I'm like, listen, I'm not, up for this tit for tat shit. It ain't about you, bitch. It's about the child. And it's, though it's not an exact scenario, it reminds me of that particular, situation with, them two women and that child. How can you say that you care about my sons when you are, so combative, in regards to their safety? You're a bitch. And now this leads me to, these people, I've been psychoanalyzing them for my entire life. And it is, their, what was it that I came to when I was, taking a piss not too long ago? It was, shoot, I want to use that particular phrase. You gotta wait until I remember. I'm gonna remember that particular phrase. That's what I want to use. Not defective, but defective can work. Shit, what was that? Did I piss out the word? Dysfunctional. Yes. It's not a phrase, it's a word. Dysfunctional. So it was really, this dysfunctional. Though, not this. Because I have my own family now. Even if it's just me alone. But, for the time being, it is me and my sons. Now, that's my family. The hell with, extended. Unless, they're readings, extended readings, you feel me? Hell is this? So, or extension, of life. In the right way, by walking the righteous path. How about that? But extended readings, yeah, that can go. And by the way, if you resonate with any of my previous readings, yeah, check out my SKYYGoddessInfinityInc. I recently uploaded the love readings. I'm gonna be doing those on a monthly basis, so as to allow me time to do other shit, such as to psychoanalyze bitches, and to do my discoveries, my observations, my analyses. And other types of and forms of readings that I want to do. I want to continue or recontinue, if you want to call it, my Truth is Stranger Than Fiction readings. How you like them? I was listening to some of them today that I had uploaded some months ago, about 4 to 5 months ago. And they were quite interesting, especially listening to them now at this particular point in time. So I feel like they may start, these energies may begin manifesting. So you might want to take a look and a listen into them readings, okay? As well as current frequencies, them readings that I did with the cards that I had. But no worries, I can still transmute the energies just the same. I'm going to start them up back. It's just really the placements and the aspects. It's just not really the cards, really. And then, the intuition and the guidance from the Great Spirit. You feel me? So once you're built for something, you can use anything to read the energies, basically. Now, when you're stuck to a particular regime or routine, now that's when, that you weren't built for that, bitch. Nope. So it was, me observing, the, rather very dysfunctional family that I was brought up in. And when I, analyze, all of these, people's natal charts, I realize I'm not too sure about my stepfather's natal chart. I'm not too sure. He's got imbalance there as well, as he is a Sagittarius sun, and the sun frequency being in a fire frequency, that's double yin, which is a negative right there. So already the ego is already, imbalanced. I am not sure, especially, also with him being a male, but maybe, you know, with him being a male Sagittarius, it's not too bad, because it's like, you know, 3 times yin, so that's not too bad. I feel like, you know, for female Sagittarius, you know, it's more of a negative. I'm gonna, you know, explain. So 3, you know, which, you know, is, you know, an odd number, is seemingly balanced where the universe is concerned, a trine. Okay, so he's a male, which is yin. The ego, that's the 5th house, is sun placement, that's a yin. And Sagittarius, fire frequency, that too is a yin. So you get what I mean? So that's like being, you know, yin trine. So that's another discovery there for you. So that's like, so, you know, and you know, these, you know, discoveries, they are all surrounding balance. Yeah, balance in regards to frequencies and energies. Okay, and then, you know, I you know, added, you know, waves, currents, and flow. Okay, so Nikola Tesla, he spoke a lot about frequencies and energies, and I really dig that, because I felt, you know, an affinity to, you know, the study of frequencies and energies. I could be him reincarnated. The hell was this? You feel me? Because, like, for me, science, it just comes like so easy and so natural, like writing songs. Pretty much so. All I just do is just much analyze and observe, and that's why I say I really have no time for, you know, a social life. I never really had a social life. To be honest, I never had a social life. And, you know, that never seemed to bother me. And I guess that's how it is with, you know, scientists, because we are too fond of, you know, our experiments and our observations and, you know, our discoveries that, you know, gives us passion. You feel me? So, I was, you know, I realized, yeah, that's where I am at. You know, I've been, you know, psychoanalyzing these people, and I realized that, you know, outside of him, I'm not sure about his natal chart, but I know for the rest, I've definitely, you know, observed theirs, and, you know, it's pretty horrid, because, you know, there's a lot of imbalance there. You know, being a Pisces sun isn't all that bad, you know, but when you look at the moon placement, you know, the emotions, you know, it's, you know, they're imbalanced, because, you know, it's in, you know, yang. The emotions themselves are, you know, are yang frequencies, and for them to be, you know, in a yang frequency, water, or, you know, earth frequency, that's really not good. It speaks of emotional imbalance. And, you know, I did say, you know, emotional imbalance, you know, we all have mental ailments in some way, shape, or form. But when, you know, they're not being catered for or to, then, you know, them, you know, ailments can be transmuted, or, in other words, be transformed into mental derangement. Right? So you have people, they, you know, think a particular cruel way, sadistic way, and you wonder why. That's because, you know, most likely their emotions, you know, are imbalanced in such a dramatic way. And so it is, you know, able to, you know, understand why people are mentally deranged, why some people are psychopaths, yeah, sociopaths. It's all in their natal charts. There are frequencies and, you know, aspects that denotes these, you know, conditions. And then, you know, because I've been trying to understand, like, you know, pretty much why these people do the things they do, and now I realize why. Yeah. So I'm going to come back again, because like I said, I don't want these videos to be too long. I'm going to come back with the conclusion of this discovery. Namaste.